I didn't get to talk to Veronica, Kimmy.
Hi, everybody. Hello, hello out in the big world. Hello, how are you? Hope you are all well. So, Dr. Phillips, we are waiting for Dr. Phillips to jump on. He should be on any time now. Well, how has your week been? Ours has been very busy. We are really so happy with everything, and yeah, now we're rock and rolling. So 1 sec, and we will be on the way. Just 1 more minute, and Dr. Phillips will be in the house. Until then, we wanted to say to you that you can put in your questions into the chat, and we will answer them promptly with Dr. Phillips. So stay tuned.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I just got Dr. Phillips the Zoom link keyboard just as a. I know he's always busy running with patients, so.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
Sure, I'm excited for tonight's call.
Sure is.
Hi, good to see y'all tonight.
Hey, Nano, thank you.
We already put our question in.
Nice. Thank
It's a
you for
very
that.
important question.
Oh, here we go. Dr. Phillips. Yay.
Hello.
Hello. How are you today, Dr. Phillips?
Good. Sorry, I was a little bit late. My grandson bonked his head and I had to give him a quick treatment.
Oh, wow. Things can happen for sure.
Things can happen.
Yeah, things can happen. So is he okay?
He is okay, yes.
That's so nice to hear. So how old is he?
He will be a year next month.
Oi, oi, oi. And aging is a kind of interesting topic too. Now you say 1 year. We all been there.
Yeah.
So,
We're all there, Tibor.
yeah. Some people might still be 1 year old in the, especially in the dry humor department. Who knows? I might be guilty of the dry humor 1 year old level. Dr. Phillips, it's amazing, sir, that you are with us today too. We love these. People love these webinars with you, and we were thinking of today. We have 30 minutes, and
Okay.
people, yes, and people will like an open forum ish, like we did last week, and then people ask the questions as we go. Please feel free. Don't hesitate to ask almost any question, right? Like, health related questions that we can, especially around the hemp plant or whatever we can help with. Dr. Phillips, let's start with the first topic just to shoot it off.
Do you want to introduce Dr. Phillips? Just give a brief. Do you mind giving a brief background of, how long you've been in practice, Dr. Phillips?
Myself? Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been in practice almost 33 years. I am licensed chiropractor, and I have been in the pursuit of helping people find health and wellness my whole career. I'm constantly studying and learning. Headed off to a conference this weekend in Fort Lauderdale, so I'll be down there learning this weekend. Always trying to add new things, and we are excited to talk to people about hemp and the benefits of hemp-based CBD oil in our practice. Had many conversations about it today, actually. Many people are taking advantage of the BOGO Club and signing up, and so we're excited that we have Kukua Vita and the products that Kukua Vita offers, so that we can help so many people.
Oh, I love that, Dr. Phillips. And we're going to start off with a medical disclaimer. I think Tibor is going to share the screen here so we can see that.
Yes.
Yes.
Just a sec. Here we go.
Okay, so disclaimer, the information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or received from this content. So with that being said, Dr. Phillips, we are going to be talking a little bit tonight on the science of natural living. And what is
the science of what?
The science of natural living.
Okay, great.
I know you embody this, you and Jolie, how you live your lifestyle. I mean, you just don't talk the talk, you walk the walk, you set an example for all of us every day. So maybe if you could just talk a little bit into that.
Yeah, no matter what you're thinking about adding to your lifestyle, the most important thing is your lifestyle. and making good choices on a regular basis. I always tell people you have choices all throughout the day, and you want to evaluate that choice. Is that choice adding to my health or taking away from my health? And I get it. Sometimes you make a choice and you drink something, eat something that's probably not the most healthy for you, and that's fine. And you want to make sure then it's something that you thoroughly enjoy. I know sometimes we'll make a choice to order something at a restaurant that's not so healthy for us, and then we'll take a bite or two and we're like, okay, we're not thoroughly enjoying this, so we're just going to
Right.
leave it for the next person. So that's kind of the litmus test. Is this adding to or taking away from my health? And most of the time, anybody can answer that question. Occasionally it gets confusing. But one thing that I like about CBD-based products, you can guarantee that those are adding to your health quotient and building up your health and your well-being.
Okay, I love that. I love that, Dr. Phillips. And I know this is more of a Q&A, you guys, so please feel free, if you're on the Zoom, drop drop your question in the chat. If you're watching live from Facebook somewhere else in the world, you can drop your comment there and we'll get that answered as well. So, Dr. Phillips,
Mm-hmm.
let me see here. I'm looking at the questions here right now. Right now, we don't have any questions yet. So let's just
Nancy and Michael have one
Oh,
in the
Nancy and Mike will have one. Let
yeah,
me see.
in the Zoom chat.
Okay, I see that now. Okay, so when we're using the laser, should the Heal Pro cream be applied to the trigger point or the site of pain?
So trigger points are tricky because trigger points have a tendency to refer pain to a different site. So here's the way to answer that question. If you push on the trigger point and you feel pain somewhere else, then you always want to treat the origin of the pain. So you would treat the trigger point. If you push on the trigger point and it doesn't reproduce the pain somewhere else, then there's something else causing that pain. So you have a tight muscle, you have a trigger point, but that trigger point has not become symptomatic yet. I'm not saying you don't treat it. You don't want to wait for it to become symptomatic, but I'm saying in that instance, you would definitely put the Heal Pro cream over the area of pain and laser the area of pain. And when it's a trigger point and you're not able to reproduce the pain by pushing on the big knot, then you want to laser and put the Heal Pro cream over the area of the pain. And then it gets more complicated because, where is that pain coming from? Is it nerve pain, muscle pain, from the fascia? Is it from the joint? Is it from a tendon? And then you're getting into more advanced diagnostics to figure that out. That's why I just say put the Heal Pro cream over that painful area if you don't reproduce it from the trigger point, because the trigger point is not producing that pain.
Okay. Oh, that was a great answer. I hope that was helpful, Michael and Nancy. So I have another question, Dr. Phillips, that came through. How does CBD help with migraines?
That is a great question. So most migraines are vascular in nature. So what that means is circulation, blood flow, and what you get is a restriction of blood flow to the brain, and so you get hypoxia, lack of oxygen getting to the brain, and that causes headaches. And those headaches then can benefit from CBD because CBD will always regulate circulation in a beneficial way. So if you're not getting enough circulation, it's going to open up the blood flow and help the migraines. But then you get things like cluster headaches, and they're from too much circulation to the brain. And CBD will regulate the blood flow and close down the arteries, what we call vasoconstriction, and then reduce the blood flow. So remember, the main function of CBD or hemp-based products is to balance. So that's why you don't want to say, oh, CBD will increase blood flow to an area. Yeah, if it's needed. If it's not needed, it will decrease blood flow to an area. So it's always working through the nervous system to provide the optimal response for that system. So we have these receptors on all of our different systems so that the system responds appropriately. And that's the cool thing about CBD. So you could take like niacin. Niacin is what they call a vasodilator. So it's going to open up the blood flow. You're going to get more blood to an area, but it's going to get more blood flow to an area. So if you haven't properly diagnosed that headache, for example, we're talking headaches, then it's going to get worse because you might have a cluster headache, for example. So the cool thing about hemp is it's almost healthcare for dummies. as it just allows the body to do what it's supposed to do naturally.
Right. Okay, I love that. I have another question that came through. Somebody that has suffered from hot flashes for years has tried a lot of different things and they're severe. What would you suggest for hot flashes and what do you do for that?
Well, there's a lot of reasons people get hot flashes. So it's not just one thing. But a common thing that causes hot flashes is if you think of a menstrual cycle, I always explain it to women, is if you don't have a healthy lifestyle, your menstrual cycle becomes a get out of jail free card for you, because every month as you bleed, then your body will dump toxins into that sloughing of the lining of the uterus and get rid of it. And so, like I say, it's a get out of jail free card. It's the body's easy pathway to get rid of toxins. And then you stop that menstruation, and now all of a sudden the body's looking for a new pathway. And so another pathway is your skin. And so the body says, okay, I'm going to heat things up and we're going to sweat these toxins out. And that's not very comfortable, but it's another way that we get toxins out of our body. And so in that case, if that is the cause, hemp is very good because it's a bioaccumulator and it's going to bind up those toxins and get them out of your body. Another reason that people get hot flashes is dysregulation of the endocrine system. Again, hemp is going to help with that, but you really want to address the problem. So if it's a thyroid, you might need some iodine. If it's the adrenal glands, you might need some extra vitamin C or B vitamins or adrenal support from adrenal tissue. So, there's all sorts of things that you need to support as the ovaries don't function as much. Then the adrenal glands and the thyroid kind of pick up that functionality of the ovaries so that you're still getting the right balances of estrogen and progesterone in the bloodstream.
Okay.
So it's not always straightforward, but definitely CBD is a good option to start with, but you might need to add things on top of it.
Okay, so that could definitely be a menopausal or hormonal thing as well. Okay,
Yep.
that is super interesting, Dr. Phillips. I never heard about the detoxification through, I never heard that before. That every time I hear you speak, I learn something that is like, wow, never heard that before. So that's absolutely great. I know everybody's loving this here. So Dr. Phillips, as a practitioner, what are some healthy habits that we could incorporate daily? That are little things, because people get scared and intimidated if there's a big change. It's like, whoa, that's a lot to take on.
Yep.
But if it's something small and you can make small changes here and there, it adds up over time.
Absolutely. Some easy ones. Hydration, so important. Your body needs water. If you're wanting to lose weight, it takes 2 molecules of fat or water to burn 1 molecule of fat. So you need water for every metabolic process to burn and create energy. You need water, and we're losing water with every breath. If you don't believe it, just blow into your hand and your hand will be more moist. And so the biggest way that we get rid of things is with respiration. So make sure you're replacing your fluids as you breathe, which we all do throughout the day. So hydration, hugely important. Just make it a goal to increase your intake of water by 1 glass a day. 1 glass a day, and you will notice an improvement. If you're noticing, especially this time of year in the winter, you're getting dry, itchy skin, getting chapped lips, those are all signs that you have dehydration issues. So water is probably top of the list and easy to do. Another one is I like mindfulness. So whether that be prayer, whether that be meditation, whether that be sitting there and do breathing exercises, life is fast and it's fast paced, and life involves a lot of thinking energy, and sometimes just to disconnect for 5 minutes, 10 minutes is so powerful. It allows your brain to focus and bring clarity to what you need to do next sometimes. So whatever your way is to get clarity in life and just let your brain disconnect for 5, 10, 15 minutes is so, so, so powerful. And then most of us don't eat nearly enough vegetables. So probably a half to 2/3 of our diet should be fruits and vegetables, and probably half of that, half of our total diet should be vegetables. And so when you look at what you eat, I'm sure a lot of it's meat and very little fruits and vegetables. And so you have to concentrate on that. How can I get more vegetables into my diet? Sometimes it's just taking a bigger helping of vegetables than you normally would. Sometimes it's adding a plant-based supplement, or adding a plant-based, and I know Kukua Vita has those wonderful greens products. So sometimes it's something like that if you struggle to eat vegetables. But vegetables give you all your minerals, and minerals are so important to every metabolic process in your body. So adding vegetables is a huge one. And then probably one more biggie. Well, I'm going to do two more biggies, sorry.
That's okay.
And maybe three. Is moving. Just move your body. So many people get stagnant. We have jobs that require us to sit a lot. So get out and move. Plan time to move in your day. Even if you have a sit at your computer type job, make sure you're getting up and moving every hour. And then the last one that I'll give is sleep. Your body needs to sleep, and it needs to get good quality sleep. So you need to disengage from your blue light, your televisions, your cell phones, your computers, and get your body a chance to disengage and start to shut down and get quality, good sleep. So many people are on their phones from the minute they wake up to the last thing they do at night. So read a normal book, regular white pages and black print, and get away from that blue light that activates your body. And get good 8 hours of sleep. If you're the way to get good 8 hours of sleep is plan your sleep. So if you have to get up at 6 a.m., guess what? You go to bed at 10 p.m. You've got to think about that. You can't just wait till you get tired or something like that, because we always get that second wind and we'll push through, and pretty soon it's 11 o'clock or midnight. So don't allow yourself to fall in the traps of not getting adequate sleep.
I love those tips, Dr. Phillips. Thank you for that. I got a couple more questions that came through. Somebody asked, we are concerned about the quality of food. Can you please speak into this?
The quality of food?
The quality of food nowadays.
You and everybody else, yes. So, we're doing things to food that we never thought we would ever do to food, honestly. Never imagined. We have genetically modified foods. And when you read about that, that is the first thing that we have ever done to food that we can't undo. Once those genetic modifications get into our genetics, you can't undo that. So try to avoid genetically modified foods. It's challenging, and I get it, but the big ones are wheat and soy. Try to make sure your wheat and soy are coming from good sources, and making sure you're getting good sources for your meats as well. Because a lot of genetic modification is happening and growth hormones to beef up the size of our chickens and the size of our cows and pigs, etc., so that they can grow them faster and make more money.
Right.
The other thing is try to, minimally, you got to wash your fruits and vegetables and get them clean, because so many things are being sprayed on your fruits and vegetables to make them look nicer in the produce department, and to make them, more appealing to the eye, and allow them to ripen because they've been picked earlier than they should be picked. And so again, all of this is a solid foundational argument to the fact and we've said it for decades at this point, that we cannot adequately eat ourselves to health anymore. It's not possible. So you've got to take those greens. You've got to have a good whole food, mineral, green supplement that's giving you all of the things that you just can't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get all of that. So we're back to the Cocoa Vita greens, but it is so important. That has to be part of everybody's life. We just are not getting the proper minerals from in adequate dosages from our food sources.
Okay, that's a great answer, Dr. Phillips. I got another question that came through that says, I've been using VitaTrim and ACV gummies for the powder in the powder form. I lost 50 pounds in 2.5 months over Thanksgiving and Christmas. I didn't change any of the foods I ate. Also, I did not exercise. Matt, Dr. Phillips says you got to move. I've been in the same weight for 2 months now and haven't lost any more weight. I did start taking 2 VitaTrim instead of 1. What can I do to get more weight loss?
Well, all these things are going to help you get rid of that easy weight. That first, depending on how overweight you are, that first 10, 15, 20, sometimes 50 pounds. But at some point, you've got to put in a little bit of effort, that sweat equity. You've got to eat right. You've got to exercise a little bit. You've got to do things to boost your metabolism. And what does that is movement. And so all these things, as wonderful as they are not going to make up for lifestyle. That's why when Sarah and I started this conversation, number one is lifestyle. It's always lifestyle. You can't supplement yourself to health and be smoking and drinking and eating crap food or the standard American diet, whatever you want to call it, and not moving and not exercising. I mean, I work out regularly. I make healthy choices with my food. I, do all these things. I get good sleep. All these things that we've been talking about, I do personally because it is important to me because I want to have a healthy life and a healthy lifestyle. And so you can't ignore that and add another pill, even if it's a good quality pill like Cocoa Vita, to replace bad habits. So don't fall into that trap in spite of this huge success. Congratulations. Now you've lost all that weight. Look at it as motivation to move, because a lot of people say, I can't move. My joints hurt, my knees hurt, I'm inflamed. Well, that's where this hemp and CBD oil does a great job. It gets inflammation under control. You can move, but you've got to move. You got to make that choice to move, and you got to make that choice to eat healthy. And it's not easy. I get it. My wife has struggled with weight, and sometimes she's very upset about it because she makes the hard choices sometimes. And I get it. It's a struggle. It's always a struggle. And I'll tell you this, because one time my receptionist came to me and said, Dr. Phillips, you're lucky. You don't have to worry about your weight. And I said, it is not luck. It has never been luck. I've made the choice a long time ago that I did not want to be overweight. I would not choose to be overweight. I make the hard choices. I get up at 5 a.m. sometimes to work out. I, stay up late to work out sometimes, whatever I need to do to stay in my routine and do what I need to do to optimally function, optimally move, and stay at a preferred weight for myself. So I get it. It's not easy. There's no magic bullet. There never will be. There are lots of things that will improve metabolism, improve blood sugar handling, and these products like VitaTrim and hemp are wonderful at those things, but they do not replace a healthy lifestyle.
Hey, Dr. Phillips, I have one.
Sorry to get on my soapbox there.
No, listen. I love your soapboxes. I love it because it's coming from a place of love and concern. I know you just see everybody healthy.
Yep.
And so it is amazing. Congratulations for losing the 50 pounds.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
yes.
it is a commitment to take these supplements. I get it.
Right.
I was telling somebody today, some days I'm so tired at the end of my day that I don't even want to unscrew the bottles of my supplements and take them. But I do it because I know it's important. And
Right.
I know that sounds weird, but that's the absolute truth. That you're just at the end of your rope. You've done everything all day long for everybody else, and you're just done. You're ready to veg for a bit and read and go to bed. You know?
Right.
And you don't even want to take supplements, but you do it. And I get it. It's a tough choice.
Right. Okay, that's so true. I know that struggle. So the other question that was how can CBD help with addiction issues such as alcohol addiction?
That's a great question. And there are actually several studies that show that it helps with addiction. And it does that through the autonomic nervous system by regulating uh, like these habits. It also does it through your reward cascade. So there's certain foods like sugar that stimulate the reward cascade, and there's certain drugs that stimulate the reward cascade. And guess what? Phytocannabinoids stimulate the reward cascade. So we can get a pleasure sensation from taking these phytocannabinoids. And it's similar to, the drugs, similar to uh, the unhealthy foods, the sugars, like I alluded to, but also, we can get it from, doing fun things, and we can get it from good, healthy phytocannabinoids. The other thing it does is it naturally detoxes the body so we don't get those withdrawals, those harsh withdrawals. And that's very important because most of the withdrawal symptoms are from toxic overload as your body starts to get rid of things, and it's just super stressful on the body and starts to create withdrawal symptoms. And you squelch it by taking the cigarette again or the alcohol again or what have you. But it's tough to go through, but well worth it on the other side, but more pleasurable, much more pleasurable to go through if you're taking a CBD product, a
Right.
good one like Cocoa Vitas.
Exactly. So Dr. Phillips, I just wanted to take a minute and say thank you. We are so grateful for you being part of this mission, bringing humanity back to nature. If you guys can see in the background, you're still at the office working. You haven't even been home yet and probably not even taking your supplements yet. So
No,
you're always serving and taking care of others. So we are just so grateful for you. And if you're a guest watching, please get back to the person that invited you. Make sure your friends are a part of this group. The doctors, we have a medical advisory board. They take time out of their day to educate us. We, have 1 to 2 calls a week. So get under the events and see there. We have a next one actually on Thursday, so you can see that under events. But Dr. Phillips, thank you for tonight, and thank you
oh,
for
my pleasure. Thank you, Sarah.
yes. Everybody have a wonderful night. Here's to better health and bringing humanity back to nature.
Amen. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye bye, everybody. Great call, Dr. Phillips.